So the father, he had two sons, and one of the sons asked for his inheritance before the father was dead. He took his inheritance early, and he went and he left his brother and his father and went out and spent all the money. And he was like poor.
So he had to like feed the pigs because the pigs got all the scraps, and he started getting jealous of the pigs because he was thinking they get better food than me. And Wright wasn't even thinking that. He kind of was like, oh, well, I can. And he started thinking about his dad and how he's got all the like nice food, the servants.
He felt so bad because he remembered his servants at his father's house, and the hunger the fullness he had when he had partied was left with hunger when he had nothing. So he thought to himself, when I go back, I will tell my father that I am not worthy enough to be called his son, and I will work as a servant for him. And his father saw him walking and came and hugged him and gave him a ring and a robe and threw a party for him.
And the other son, who has always been there, he's asking his dad, why do you celebrate him even though he left and gambled all your money? He came back and apologized.
We sin every day almost, and we're like the son when we sin, and then we go to confession, and Jesus is like the dad, and we ask for forgiveness, and then the dad forgives us, Jesus forgives us.
He sinned and he came back and asked for forgiveness, and Jesus will forgive you, and he is happy that you came back and asked for forgiveness. We sin and then we try to come back to God, but we can't just say, God, can you please forgive me of my sins? It has to be like more than that. So a lot of times, like, you sin a lot and then you have to come back to God in reconciliation.
We're like the son sinning and getting farther away from God and coming back to God and asking for forgiveness, and God always forgives us.
A younger brother represents like us, how we sometimes get kind of greedy and just want all of our stuff like now. And then we're like, oh, well, I really shouldn't have done that. And then we have to go back to Jesus and ask for forgiveness, like in confession, when we like go and ask, hey, can you please forgive these sins? Like, I shouldn't have done this and I know now.
Because sometimes we do things and we think that, oh, well, I can go this way. I don't need God. I can do this on my own. But you really can never do it without God.
You can make sins and commit them, but you can't just like always ask for forgiveness. You have to be like sincere about it.
A lot of things that we say are wrong, and a lot of things that we do, we don't even know it until we're already down in the canyon and it's either continuing going the wrong path or climb back up. And that climb is not going to be easy. It is going to be painful and hard, but in the end, you're back where you started, which is decent enough. Because all you have to do is go to a church, and all you have to do is acknowledge of the priest all of your sins. I mean, you're talking to God himself.